Aloha, everyone. It is August 25th, 2015, and you're watching Google Rocks Hawaii, episode number 79. And tonight we are going to learn about the Maui Science Center from its founder and director Rimma Murta. And we also have Jody Brown, who's a director on the board. But before we go to those, to Rimma, let's introduce our panelists or have them introduce themselves. So Holly, would you tell the audience who you are?
Hi, I'm Holly Gates. I'm the school librarian at Haiku Elementary School.
Okay. Shane?
I'm Shane Asselstein. I'm the Curriculum and Technologies Coordinator at Mominani Elementary School in Pro City.
Okay. Jody? Can't hear you, Jody.
Maybe it's the headset.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Jody's doing her little sign language. I think she's saying that she's the Kalama School Intermediate Librarian. And she might have to communicate via chat, which is fine, or the Q&A. Okay, so I'm Linda Lindsay. I'm the librarian at Seabury Hall, and now we're going to find out a little bit about our special guest, Rimma Murta, who put together the Maui Science Center. So could you tell us give us a little bit background? Oh, my brain is a little bit of background about that, Rimma, and then also tell us about the center. Then we'll ask you questions.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Rimma, and thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me, Linda. My name is Rimma, and originally I'm from Russia. Just to explain my accent, I've been here for about 13 years, and 12 years out of it I lived on Maui. I'm artist by heart and adventurous by nature. I always wanted to do something. I always saw myself as an entrepreneur, and I actually had my graphic design business for about 7 or 8 years. But when I had when I became a parent 6 years ago, I had my daughter. My priorities shifted a little bit, and I started learning more about the island, and about I realized that there is a need, that something is missing. So long story short, the idea of the Science Center sort of came along. It was actually my husband's idea. But I wasn't the originator of the idea at all. There was another lady who was starting children's museum here on Maui, and we started working together, and then my husband suggested Science Center. In the end, we decided to part our ways with this lady. We're still friends. She's still trying to work on the children's museum idea, but this is something, it's a different subject at this point. So yes, I did research about science centers for a couple of years, and finally when the concept was ready, I decided to start a nonprofit organization, which was 1 year ago, and proceed with the plan. And then I was lucky enough. I met wonderful people, pretty much strangers, and we created a board of directors, and I met Jody at a robotic competition. And I don't think we even had a time to brainstorm. Everything sort of exploded overnight. I went to learn about, I did the business plan class, and we had a couple opportunities. We did some like mobile events, not so much big events, but we brought some hands-on activities to Waiana Intermediate School math competition. Me and Jody were there, and then we came to the TEDx youth event. We had our booth there, a little bit just a soft introduction about our project. And after that, I actually had a class of business planning, and then everything started snowballing. We started talking to many different people, to potential partners, potential sponsors, and so many ideas came together. And like, we could do this, we could work with Air Force, we could work with the telescopes, we could work with agriculture companies, we can do this and math. And but while talking to all the potential partners and other stakeholders, we realized that the key people didn't know about the project, which is visitors, future visitors of the Science Center. So we decided that our goal should be to start talking to the public, to introduce the project to the public, to find out if there's actually need. Because I can think that there's a need. If I think that there is a strong need for the Science Center, it doesn't mean that everyone else thinks so, especially when you start to build nonprofit. So with that in mind, the idea of creating a public event came along, and we created Science Carnival. That was a big success on August 15, actually. And at first we were researching some commercial properties where we could rent some space and bring our exhibits. But then we realized, okay, this is public, has to be approachable, and there is no better place to do it than at the public park in the open air. The primary goal of the event was to raise the awareness, to introduce the project, and to get initial feedback. So we didn't even really do much of the sponsorship. We didn't do vendors or anything else. It was pure just bringing the concept and listening to the feedback. And yeah, so we have our initial team. We started building our first exhibits, which was absolutely amazing. Volunteers from different parts of Ireland came together, and we went through the book of different ideas they picked, and they made, I think we have about 6 handmade exhibits. And here we are now.
That is awesome. Do you have the exhibits, any pictures of them, or are they on your website?
I just posted pictures on Facebook, actually. I didn't have a chance after the event. I was a little bit busy with different meetings, which I want to talk about it in a little bit. But yes, we're going to have a special page on our website and share the story or how the exhibits were created and what's the concept behind it, science behind it, and what's the plans for this exhibit.
Neat. So people can like Maui Science Center on Facebook if they like, right?
Yes, we have a Facebook page. It's Maui Science Center, and our website is mauisciencecenter.com.
Nice. And how are the students involved? Are there students involved?
Students involved, yes. Not as much as I would prefer, but it's still learning. We're still new, and like, for example, our first students volunteers, they were actually Maui High graduates who went to college on the mainland, and they heard about that Maui Science Center is project progressing, and they contacted me and they just said, we want to be involved in any way we can, even though we're on the mainland. So yeah, they were sort of helping us. And then now that we have better idea or of the direction where we want to go, we would like to involve our students more. Involve them in pretty much the entire project from start to finish. If they want to help to build our exhibits or design the exhibits, design the concept, design the, some programs, hands-on activities, the building of exhibits and the program is science itself.
Right.
It's very fun project.
Neat.
So yes, we're gonna start talking to students more and invite them more.
So you're basically looking at what the need is and then going in direction that you think is needed here.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we chose the subject. We chose not the subject, not specific theme for our science center, but I guess the small areas, the main areas of the science center will be all related to the industries and the science that is directly related to Hawaii and Maui. That's green energy, power, navigation, and engineering. Unfortunately, I'm not a scientist, and terminology sometimes doesn't come natural to me.
Yeah. So are you aiming to have a gigantic building?
The dream is, yes, gigantic building with planetarium, with an amazing garden and water play and everything. But before we get there, we're looking into smaller space to start with. And we actually exploring some options. One of them is Malaya Harbor Shops. They have a great space there, and they are very motivated to have us there, and we actually very motivated to get there. It could be a tourist destination that can help with the generating revenue, and it's a very, I think, centralized location.
You're brave.
With some good potential.
Yeah, you're going for the dream. I remember being at that little Pu'unene Maui Makers meeting, and you mentioned that you were interested in doing a Maui Science Center. So that is fantastic.
Yeah, it seems like I've been talking about it forever.
The panelists have any questions? Of Rimma? Jody, I would love to hear you talk.
Jody has questions. But
come on, Jody. Oh my. Could you go in the Q&A, Jody, or?
So Rimma, with the big push with, you know, obviously us seemingly going towards NGSS, have you got any of that new generations or next generation science standards? Are you looking to integrate any of that kind of stuff, kind of show the connection to any public schools or private schools that might be using that as their curriculum standards?
Absolutely. Yes, we want to work hand in hand with teachers. We would like to complement what is presented at schools. We want to create our field trip with the teachers, or ask teachers to help us create the field trips where you learn at school, come to the science center, and then hands-on involve the students and go back to classroom, and it will help them to learn. I'm not a teacher in any way, so like I said, I'm sorry about any terminology. I'm a passionate learner, but
sometimes it gets better, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Jody, I pressed a button. Can we hear you now? No? No?
It's not your headset, is it? You got a different one?
It worked fine last week. Interesting. Has somebody been fooling with your computer?
have a question.
Okay. Yes, Holly, go.
So
Question.
is this for all grades, the Science Center?
Science Center, our main target is middle and high school students, and then we're going to have area for younger children and older audience. But like I said, main target is the middle and high school.
Because I work in an elementary school.
Yeah. Well, with Maui, I guess I don't want to say that there's going to be not much for elementary school, since there's not much. There are not many interactive places, or I would say none, on Maui for any students, any age. Right. That we are going to make sure that we have a good area, good curriculum, good program prepared for elementary school as well, and the preschool age.
That was
like I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to ask if there was possibilities for, you know, field trips, and when that would be ready, and you know, maybe like 4th and 5th graders, you know, if they did some previous work and built up to.
Yeah, there's going to be an opportunity for
something in the house, but.
Trying to get the, I wanted to see the Facebook and also the website so we can take a look at what you have there, Rimma. So let me try to get that up.
Did it freeze while I was talking?
Say that again?
A little bit.
It did. It froze a little bit.
I asked a question, but I wasn't sure if you heard it.
Go ahead and ask it again.
Well, I was just wondering if there was some way, you know, I don't know anything about the Science Center, but if there was something that like 4th and 5th graders could study beforehand and become aware of a certain field and then go and see something in progress at the Science Center.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, the plan is to invite teachers, invite educators, and help us create plays, like I said, that will complement the program that is presented in school. And being a parent of a 1st grader, I sort of do have a selfish, not selfish, but personal agenda with it. I want to, as we're building, I want to make sure it's there's something for my kids as well. I have a 6-year-old and 3 years old. But like, for example, our first event, Science Carnival, we had simple machines like pulleys, you know, pulley system. When you have one ratio, you cannot lift, and then second, it's something simple, and little kids, they really loved it. And then we had bicycle gyroscope. It talks about the what is the science? Motion and force. And then we have mirrors. We have simple bubbles. You know, we have like a soap film painting. And it's fun. It seems like bubble. You can create huge bubbles, but at the same time, we can talk about science behind it. So I don't know if it answers your question.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Just, you know, very basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like that learn the science behind.
Yeah.
You know, how just basic things.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of simple machines presented for which I think would be suitable for younger audience to start understand the science and physics and this kind of stuff. And then another big part of the Science Center is going to be camps and workshops. It's a hands-on programs that not necessarily teach one subject, but just a project-based kind of activities. So where can they plan, design, test, and build something, or work on something like circuits and building bridges, this kind of stuff.
Perfect. Do you have some sort of a plan of getting this information out to the teachers?
We're working on it. Pretty much we're gonna go door to door and try to organize some kind of small meetings or hangouts, maybe like this, and through email. We do have newsletter and set up. So if you want to keep it this way, or if you like to be closer involved, and we always open and welcome, and I actually ask and beg everyone for suggestions, for ideas, for any kind of input and feedbacks.
So how would they get a hold of you, Rimma?
Okay.
On our website, we have all our contact information. There's a phone number, which is my cell phone number, and email. Always, I'm pretty much on email all week long. And then we have a newsletter. Sign up. I finally set it up on the website. I'm not sure. I didn't have a chance to test it yet. It's right on the home page. Facebook. We have a couple people who is monitoring communication through our Facebook page.
So people could call you. I see on the Facebook page there's a phone number. That's great. Hey, somebody invited me. I'm going to like it. Why did I not notice that before? Neat. Very neat. Yeah, Facebook is a great way to make yourself part of the community.
Yeah.
And get the word out that way.
Yeah, we didn't have any commercial advertisement for our Science Carnival, but I was surprised how many people came from the west side of the island.
Very good. I love your logo. Who did the logo?
One of our board members, Lisa Thompson. She's part scientist, but she's artist at heart.
Great. I see Jody Brown.
It was sort of a collaborative effort. We wanted to make something very nature related and look a little bit Polynesian, and
yes, very nice.
The blue and brown, it's very earthy tones. Water, air.
Really like it. And then you have a press room. So what has happened in the? Oh, nice. There's Jody again with the mayor.
Yeah, we had a great meeting with the mayor, and we had we have their support. They're very, very supportive and encouraging about our project. They gave us a challenge. They are willing to fund us, but since we are so young, they would like to see community support first. So they challenged us to raise $50,000, and county will match half.
And they will have a flatbread pizza fundraiser. Is that part of that?
We did have a flatbread fundraiser in July. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought there was one coming up. Neat. And then the projects are here.
Yeah.
On the website. Oh, here's some pictures. Oh, look how cool.
There was some ideas that didn't have a chance to update the website.
A child.
Yeah, we have this optical illusion. Yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
one of our exhibits that is built. And then below you can see colored shadows. Unfortunately, we weren't able to set up the colored shadows exhibits at the carnival, but we wanted to bring it with smaller events.
Neat. Very good. Okay. Any other questions from the peanut gallery? Jody? Well, it sounds like a great project, Rimma.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, just I guess if we keep if we like the Facebook page, we can keep up with what's going. Oh, there comes Jody. Maybe she'll come back on. You know what? That sometimes works. Get off, come
Yeah.
back on. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Rima, you should definitely join up on Twitter if you can as well. That's
Yes,
I
that's a
found that
great.
to be very effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something I'm not familiar with, but I'll make sure to learn about it
Yeah.
very soon. Yeah, it seemed like we were invited a couple times, like, oh, you need to be on Twitter. And it's just a matter of, at this point, finding somebody who is more familiar with it than me.
Yeah.
It will take me longer to figure it out.
You need a Twitter agent.
Twitter agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is another way to get students involved,
Yes. Well,
that they
yeah.
can help us with the social
Definitely.
media management.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds great. Jody, are you no. You know what's going to happen, right? Next week we'll be able to hear you perfectly.
So, Rima, do you guys have any exhibits that involve involve any kind of digital type of environments?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We had we decided to build some exhibits pretty much beginning of June, and that's the only time we had. And we did it a little bit backwards. We volunteers are actually so amazing. They agreed to spend their own money on supplies and everything, and then get reimbursed afterwards. Which we're not gonna do this anymore. It was sort of gamble.
Yes.
Now that we raised our awareness and everything, we're gonna do it the proper way. Fundraise first and then build. And all the people still, some volunteers, they still say, oh, that's okay, we can do it, we can build it. But you gotta do it right from the beginning. Any ideas invited. Any ideas invited.
Yeah,
For
Jody
exhibits?
asked in the questions. I was just thinking because you talked about using physics, and you talked about having stuff for younger kids. So, Contraption Maker is a great digital program that you can use to teach physics. You know, it works on tablets, works on, I believe it works on tablets, I'm pretty sure. Works on computers, that kind of stuff. Just, you know, virtual environments are just as effective sometimes as the hands-on ones. Plus, they take up a lot less space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We should put that
especially
in the
now that everything is so technology based.
Right.
Contraption Maker, is it an app or a program?
Contraption Maker is a program. You can get it for free from Spotkin if you're an educator, and I'm pretty sure that Jody could swindle. Actually, if you're coming to, well, Jody might not be. I don't know. Maybe some of you are coming to the Ed Camp, but I'm actually they sponsored the Ed Camp and giving away a 1-year license for, or actually, sorry, a license for teachers for the 150 teachers coming. So, but you can even just contact Deborah Fike, and if you have a DOE email address or any kind of email address in your educator, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to help you out. Not that you should name drop, but if you just mention my name, she'd probably give you more than you want. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Great, thank you.
Another thing that you might want to do is what we talked about last week. Is what about a Google Cardboard station, where you could then for a very inexpensive amount of money, you know, an inexpensive exhibit, you could actually show kids three-dimensional, you know, virtual experiences. Something that you probably couldn't afford getting the VR or the Oculus Rift type stuff because that's a little bit pricey right now. But definitely Google Cardboard could be something that would be feasible.
Google
That's a great
Cardboard?
idea.
Yeah.
Cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
cardboard.
the real cardboard. It's really.
Right.
Jody says that she can show you.
Yeah.
Says that in
Okay.
the chat. Shane, could you put those 2 links in the show notes?
I would, except the show notes say I need access. So I requested
What?
access, and
Oh, you
I
know
haven't
why?
gotten it.
I'll share it with you. I didn't put it. I didn't put it. Let me move it to
In the
the.
usual folder.
Yeah, let me put it in the
And of course, like,
folder.
I would have to encourage maybe Minecraft or something too, but
That's his favorite.
yes.
All paths lead to my
Oh,
Everything leads back to Minecraft. So.
Okay, it should be shared with you now.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
One of the things I am experimenting with this year too, though, I haven't gotten the devices yet, but even drones, the mini drones, I actually just
yeah.
happen to have bought myself one so I could play
Ooh,
with it. Look, my own little
this
mini
must be the
drone right now.
discovery section of our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I've been playing around with it and trying to figure out, what type of science concepts, math, that kind of stuff that I can use to teach the kids with
Mhm.
drones like this. And this one was relatively expensive, like it was about $50, I think. So,
Oh, okay.
so you could create, my thoughts. What I was going to create an actual flight school for the kids and see if they could work as teams to accomplish goals with the drone.
Yeah.
So each team of 4 kids would get a drone and they have to accomplish goals and stuff. So. This
That's a
one
great
actually has little hooks on the bottom. I wonder if I could pick up things with it. If I put anyway, interesting. So
Neat.
I
Where
think
did
you're
you
a
get
great
that?
example.
I have all kinds of toys back here. So.
Yeah, you're a great example of our audience when everyone asks, "Is Science Center only for kids?" And I think the right question, the right answer will be kids at heart.
Yes. For sure. Yeah.
I like seeing passionate faces and how adults get so excited, get so light up when even while building the exhibits. Many of the volunteers, they said, "Oh my gosh, I had so much fun testing, playing with it," and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, has Jacob All About Moser contacted you about doing a exhibit or a booth at TEDx again? I'm
Yes,
guessing.
would love to.
Yeah, I'm guessing he will ask. And he wanted to get more information about. Actually, I asked him to come on tonight, but he had at school they're having a college meeting that he had to attend. But he wanted to come up and come on today and ask some questions. So I'm sure he'll be following up with you for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime, absolutely.
Great. Okay, we have a couple of viewers, but they're very quiet. I don't know if they have any questions. We have quiet viewers. It's okay.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to ask, that would be good as well. So you say you're anything else you want to add, Rimma, that we didn't ask about or you might have not mentioned?
Yes, actually I do. I'm looking, not I am, but I guess what we need right now, we came very close. We have a very good chance of getting our location soon. But the main challenge is not so much the funding, yes, the exhibit building, yes, but helping us coming up with the curriculum, with the concept of the layout. We don't want to just, put exhibits just randomly. They have to create some kind of, they have to make sense. How you start the tour, you talk about the basics and you grow and you change the subject and everything. And so what we need, I was actually gonna send out the shout out to all the teachers and STEM coordinators to help us brainstorm and create this physical concept of the Science Center, of our initial location, and then we're going to put it on drawings, and then we can give it to our funders. And having teachers, having educators involved in the concept building, in the design building, give the funders more confidence that yes, there is a need. It's not just, you know, helping some entrepreneurs or some parents, but it's further
So
helping teachers and yeah.
so you're looking for educators to help you plan
Yes,
the curriculum. Okay,
curriculum and the
there we go.
actual physical location,
Mm.
physical space, design the physical space, and yeah, and then around it. As we build the concept, we can start building the field trip ideas and planning.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and it's not just teachers. This is the part where students invited to.
So are you going to be looking for people? Did you say you're going to send out? I missed that. Did you send
Shout
out?
out, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to.
Invitation, newsletter, yeah. Announce it on Facebook. We have a couple board meetings coming up where we gonna talk details on how we're gonna proceed with this step. But that's pretty much the unknown part for me personally.
But you have a
Very
plan,
preliminary.
and you know you have that
Yes.
need, so it sounds like you have a
Yes.
plan for everything. That's great. Anne is in the Q&A, and she says she's listening and wishing a science center could be built here, and she's on Oahu. Yeah.
Oh, they have one. They have a couple actually. There's
They do?
planetarium. Yeah, I have the addresses. Don't have it in front of me, but how about the Bishop Museum?
Yes.
I know it's small. They have a small science center there.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was all history. Yeah.
No, they I think in 2006 they built a new Richard Myanmar area. Yeah, and they created small science center. There's like a big volcano where you can go inside and slide down. You create the tsunami. There's pretty fun things.
I didn't know that. Have to go check that out. Cool. Okay, anything else to add? We have a little bit of time, so we could do a little discovery, although I'm not prepared. Usually at the end of these, well, not usually, we're trying to get it set up so that at the end, if we have time, we share any discoveries we might have made over the past week. So I know Shane shared, but he could share some more.
What else do I have back here?
Show us another toy.
I have so many toys. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Well, I have one thing that's Google related. At our school, more of our teachers are getting on with Google Classroom and trying it out. And they just came up, Google just came up with some new updates. Adding of calendar as part of the mix, and also being able to do Google Forms better, and just wanted to report that. I think there's 6 updates altogether, and just a example of how Google sets something up like Classroom that works very basically, and then as users use it, say, why, how come we don't have this, how come we don't have that? That it's slowly developing into something that's more useful. So wanted to report that. I wanted to ask that another thing that just popped into my head is that there's a new app for Hangouts. Did you read about that, anybody? Just special separate app for Hangouts that's not attached to Google+. Which begs the question, is Google Plus going to be around? Which, you know, everyone's always saying that Google Plus is dead. Google Plus is dead. But and to me, Hangouts are like a huge part of it, and they're separating it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might. That I just wondered if anybody had thoughts about that.
I honestly don't use mine as much as I should.
Yeah.
You know, or as much as I could, I guess. I'm more apt to jump over to Twitter or to, you know, to post something or.
Yeah, a lot of people use
like
Twitter.
that, so.
Yeah, I just and when that happened, I had always thought, oh, Google Plus is fine. I enjoy using it for certain things. Um, but if Hangout leaves, was everyone else going to be leaving? That really was like a turning point of me saying, okay, maybe. I was always a big fan, but it's actually relatively new. And Google has done things that they've done away with. Like Google Wave, they thought it was fantastic, and then it went away really quickly. So I was just wondering if anybody had any thoughts on that.
No, I didn't even hear about that part because I was too busy excited about the Google Classroom stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you use Google
What was
Classroom?
Yep.
Go ahead, Rimma.
Oh, it was. What was the news that Google separated some? I can't hear it.
It's part
I
of
don't remember.
Alphabet.
Can't put it
What is it?
together.
It's Alphabet now. The company is Alphabet,
Yeah, something Alphabet.
and Google is part of that.
Hmm.
And
So
then it
maybe
went
this
away.
was the part of separation and creating a separate app.
Could be. I don't know. There's so many things always happening. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it is.
It really is hard to keep up. Definitely keeps it interesting. Okay, Holly, got anything to share? Jody must have tons to share, but maybe next week. Jody, let's try this. You can hear us, right? Okay, move your cursor to the top, and there's a long black, for me it's black, band at the top. And click on the settings, the gear, which is like the second one to the left of the red phone. Click on that. And do you see your microphone set up? Mine says there's a choice of built-in or Logitech built-in microphone. Is that what yours says? Built-in microphone? Or maybe it's the second one down. That's the only thing I can figure out would be, because we don't want this to happen to you next week. That is a mystery. Okay. I know. You don't have a different computer. You don't have a different thing. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Anybody else? I guess it's a shortish one today. We learned about the Maui Science Center. Really excited for you, Rimma.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and you said you took a couple of you did a couple of business plan courses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I took one with MEO, Maui Economic Office.
that's the big one, right? That everyone wants to
Yeah.
get in. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
it was very helpful.
really helpful.
Very helpful.
Yeah, that's what I
He
need.
helped me a lot to put all my brainstorming
Right.
ideas.
Well, I will definitely be keeping an eye, and if I can be of any help, I'm good at being on Twitter. I can promote for you, for if you don't want to be on Twitter. So I'll be glad to help in any way. We have possibly students at Seabury. I can try to recruit them if they want to
Yeah,
come
I would
and
love
help.
to.
Yeah, and somehow incorporate what you're doing into what we're doing. Would be pretty awesome to try different things.
Yeah, I would love to start somehow get invited to school so I can come and talk to either students or teachers, or why not talk together all together.
Oh, that'd
Just
be
start
great.
setting up small meetings,
Yes.
20, 30 minutes, and
Well, we have an
take it from there.
We have an assembly program, so maybe we can work through that through at Seabury. Never can tell, who's in the audience or what anyone's thinking, kind of thing. So I can definitely help you there. Alrighty, I think we're good. Great topic and great lady coming on. Really, really appreciate. I did invite Rimma to come on, and I'm inviting other people who want to come on and come on. I don't have to invite you. You can invite me. I mean, you can invite yourself, and I will have you on the show. Next week, we're going to have we're going to learn about Voxer, Voxer, from Karen Corbell. It's an app that's used for communication and for professional development, and she's trying to drum up interest in it so that it can become a vibrant professional development tool. So I'm excited to learn how she's doing that. Karen's on the Big Island, so that'll be pretty awesome. Okay, I think if we're done with the topic, we'll just say aloha for now, and we'll see you next week. Thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you so much. Aloha.
Okay. Aloha.